The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and/or future. That's my button. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is Ron Juckett. Welcome to the program for this 22nd day of May 2025. We have a doubleheader for you, a natural doubleheader between the Detroit Tigers and the New York Yankees from Wednesday, whatever the date is. It's a hot, sticky day in the Bronx is what it is. The Yankees are at 42 and 42 and are in fifth place. And looking up at the Tigers, the Red Sox, the Indians, and the first place Chicago White Sox for the pennant. The Yankees are desperately becoming a team in trouble. They never got over the hump. They haven't had the hot run, and they face a team today where they really need both games. It's late enough in the season. If we're in game 84 or 154, you got to start winning these things. And the Yankees need to get hot and need to get hot in a hurry. The Tigers, on the other hand, are overachieving, I think. Paul Foytak and Tom Sturdivant get the call for Game 1, and we'll have both ends of the doubleheader for you. So the Yankees and the Tigers on a hot, and I mean 88-degree day in the Bronx. It's next, right here, as Retro Sports Network presents Major League Replay 1956. Today, from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, it's the New York Yankees and the Detroit Tigers. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, and wherever else fine podcasts are listed. Parallel League, how are you? The poll question today is, do the Yankees win the pennant? This is game 84 or 85 and 86 for New York. And they are a team in some deep, deep trouble. The Tigers, this is game 84 and 85. They are 44 and 39. And one of the reasons why they've struggled is on the mound today. Tom Sturdivant, the snake. 2 and 5 on the replay, making his 6th of 17 starts. In real life, he was a 16-game winner. He's not winning 16 this year. 26 years old, fastball at 87, and a fly ball pitcher. 2 and 5 with an earned run average of 606. That's an area code. That's not an ERA. His last time out was against Cleveland on July 13th, so 5 days ago. We're playing the games of July 18th, 1956. 6 innings, 115 pitches, 10 hits, 7 runs, all earned. It's the third time this year, and the third time pretty much since June 16th, he's given up 7 or more runs. 3 home runs. He walked 2 and struck out 3. How you doing, Tribe fan? 52 innings for Sturdivant. 56 hits, 37 runs, 35 earned, 11 home runs, allowed 13 walks, and 34 strikeouts. 2.16 is a fine ERA and an area code. Well, that would be great if it was, but in Sturdivant's case, it's 606. Here's the lineup for the Tigers in Game 1. Harvey Keene leads off at short. Earl Torgerson at first will bat second. Charlie Maxwell hitting .341 and left will go third. Al Kaline cleans up in right. Ray Boone at third will bat fifth. Frank House, does he want to play house or not? Behind the plate will go sixth. I think Bertie Tebbetts wants to play house, at least in Game 1. Bill Tuttle in center field will bat seventh. Jim Breidwieser at second goes eighth. Paul Foytak on the mound for the Tigers goes ninth, and Sturdivant will give you 150 pitches. The Yankees defensively in Game 1, Andy Carey a 5 at third. Gil McDougald a 7 and a 10 behind the plate. Jerry Coleman, Doctor, a 5 and a 6 at second. Moose Skowron is a 6 at first. Norm Seaburn a 6 and a 3 in left. Mickey Mantle an 8 and a 9 in center. And Hank Bauer a 6 and a 5 in right. How you doing, Andrew? Yogi Berra a 10 and a 9 behind the plate. And Sturdivant 2 with a 923 fielding percentage. Harvey Keene at 315, 8 homers and 40 RBI. The Yankees really need both of these games. I'm not kidding. They just cannot continue to fall further and further behind if they're going to go back to repeat as American League champions. Pitch to Keene to start the ball game. A pop-up or a fly ball down the line and left. Back goes Seaburn into the corner. And Norm will make the catch, 1 out. As I said, it is hot here in New York. 88 degrees as we get going on a Thursday afternoon, or Wednesday in the game. Clear skies, winds right to left at 7. So it's almost free seal test day here at the stadium. Earl Torgerson at 272, 10 homers and 37 RBI. Tom deals, and that is up the middle, and that's a base hit. So Torgerson has a 1-out single, and that'll bring up Charlie Maxwell, hitting .341, 13 homers and 47 RBI. You imagine you got 2 games today outside on a hot day, and you're wearing a wool uniform. Pitch to Maxwell. There's a fly ball right center. Mantle going way back there, and Mickey runs over and makes the catch. But he had to run a long way to do it by the auxiliary scoreboard in right center field. 2 out now. Mickey, 13 great plays and 5 poor ones. Here's Al Kaline hitting .307, 14 homers and 65 RBI. How you doing, Barb? Doing well. Big Dave. So runner on first, 2 out. Pitch to Kaline. Al swings a ground ball to first. Scourin underhands it, disturbed it, and Kaline slowed down so he wouldn't run into Tom, and Scourin made the good play. So the Tigers get a hit, and that's it. No runs, a hit, no errors. Half an inning in the books in Game 1, no score. All good, all good. Here's Paul Foytak, an all-star this year at 26. Fastball pitcher at 91 and a standard pitcher. Paul, 8-5 at 4.57 ERA, making his 17th start. And the knock against Foytak is he doesn't know where the ball is going. He last pitched 5 days ago in a 7-4 loss to Washington. First start after the All-Star game. 8 innings, 136 pitches, 9 hits, 7 runs, all earned, a homer, he walked 4, and struck out 6. So Foytak, 126 innings, 102 hits, 69 runs, 64 earned, 10 homers. And here's the bugaboo about Foytak. 70 walks and 95 strikeouts. He throws it hard, but he doesn't know where he's going. How you doing, Philip? Andrew, it says it's 45 where he is in Claremont, and he might open the pool this weekend. It's 50 here. My mom is expecting snow. It's May 22nd. Mr. Railfan, how are you? And Dave Little. Here's how the Yankees will line up. Gil McDougald leads off at short. Norm Seaburn at second will play left field. Mickey Mantle in center goes third. Yogi Berra behind the plate will clean up. Bill Skowron at first batting fifth. Hank Bauer in right goes sixth. Andy Carey at third batting seventh. Coleman at second goes eighth. Sturdivant on the mound will bat ninth. And Foytak can give you 135 pitches. 40 degrees in Pennsylvania. And Barb has the heat on. Defensively for the Tigers, Charlie Maxwell an 8-6 in left, Bill Tuttle an 8-7 in center, and Al Kaline a 10-9 in right. That is a good defensive outfield. Ray Boone a 5 at third, Harvey Keene a 6-7 at short, Breitwieser is a 6-5 at second, Torgerson a 6 at first, Frank House a 6-6 behind the plate. Foytak not a bad fielder. He's an 8 with a 936 fielding percentage. McDougald at 310, 4 homers and 23 RBI. Foytak on this hot day, fly ball left field, Maxwell has it lined up, and that's how this one starts for the Yankees, one away. Seaburn at 136 and 7 RBI. That's up the middle. Tuttle makes the catch. Had him lined up perfectly to make the grab. 2 out for Mickey Mantle, hitting .322, 30 home runs. Remember, this is game 85 for the Yankees. And he's driven in 77. So it's not Mantle's fault by any way, shape, or form. Pitch to Foytak. Struck him out, and that's the inning. So Mantle, I think, was looking fastball, and Foytak changed it up on him because Mickey swung and missed early. And 1 inning in the books. Yankees go down in order, no score. So Ray Boone, House, and Tuttle to face Sturdivant here in the second. Ray, .338, 16 homers, and 53 RBI. I saw that his grandkids, Aaron and Brett, exchanged the lineup cards Monday night down in Texas as the Yankees and the Rangers were playing. And so that's a cool moment. And imagine, that's grandkids, which tells you that 1956 was not last week. Pitch to Boone is a ground ball past Coleman into right field, and the Tigers have their second hit. Frank House hitting .264, 6 homers and 19 RBI. House, slow dribbler to McDougal. That might get 2. Coleman for 1, Scourin for 2. So a tailor-made double play ball, and the Yankees take advantage. Here's Bill Tuttle. Tuttle at .240, 10 home runs, and 51 RBI. Sturdivant from the wind, ground ball to third. Carey has it, long throw across the way, and that will retire the side. So the Tigers get a hit and is erased on the double play. After an inning and a half, Detroit 0, Yankees 0. So Berra, Scourin, and Bauer to face Foytak here in the second. Yogi at .291, 19 homers and 61 RBI. Foytak deals. Slow chopper first base side, but foul. And somebody from Manhattan made that play. It is a day in the bleachers where the boys aren't wearing any shirts. And that breeze, and thankfully, if you're outside, there is somewhat of a breeze, isn't really all that helpful. At least it's there. 2-2 to Yogi is a base hit past second into right, and Kaline will throw it in. So the first hit for the Yankees. Here's Scourin. Bill at .276, 8 homers and 35 RBI. Martin and Lewis will perform their last comedy show at the Copa. Then they would go 20 years without being seen together in public. The clip of them from the telethon, from the 76 telethon, is on there. And Jerry has some choice words to say to Frank Sinatra during that. How you doing, Paul? Listening on the RSN radio network. Taking the kid out driving again? Sounds like a lot of work for the A1 sound. What makes you smile? And John rooting for the Tigers. Scourin, we gave you his numbers. Runner on first. There is a fly ball opposite way. Maxwell backing up, and Charlie will make the catch. Berra has to run back. Hank Bauer at .225, 10 homers, and 47 RBI. Oh, you're playing Strat Cards and Dice. 54 Giants and 63 Dodgers. Antonelli and Koufax by chance? Bauer at .225, 10 homers, and 47 RBI. Pitch to Berra. There is a ground ball between first and second. Kaline will grab it on a hop. Yogi on his way to third. And the Yankees have runners on the corners and one out for Andy Carey, hitting .239, 5 homers, and, oh, that's right, the AI run. .239 for Carey, 5 homers, and 46 RBI. Magley versus Drysdale. Okay, that's still a pretty good pitching matchup. On July 25th, Roberto Clemente becomes the first and, to date, only player to hit a walk-off inside the park grand slam at Forbes Field. Wow. A walk-off grand slam. Did it get stuck in the mud or something? I'm only half kidding about that. Pitch to Carey. Popped up. Harvey Keene waits. 2 out for Jerry Coleman. Hitting .286, no homers, and 8 RBI. That's a heck of a matchup. Yes. Coleman swings, ground ball to the mound. Foytak, first base side, throws to Torgerson, and the Yankees will strand 2. They get 2 hits, and they don't bring anybody home. And we go to the third here at the big old ballpark in the Bronx. Tigers nothing, Yankees nothing. So Breitwieser, Foytak, and Keene to face Sturdivant, who has been tidy through the first 2. Jim at .207, no homers and 13 RBI. How you doing, replay dugout? Sturdivant, just 19 pitches to get 6 outs and 7 batters. So that's pretty good. Pitch to Jim is a line drive to McDougald, and Gill is there 1 away. Foytak hitting .170 and 2 RBI. Chances are no stream tomorrow. We have grocery day because we have company coming. Pitch to Foytak. Struck him out. Sturdivant got him on a 2-2 change. So opening 9 for Tom. 28 pitches, 2 2/3, 2 hits and a strikeout. Here's Harvey Keene, who's 0 for 1. Tom deals. And there is a chopper that will get between Carey and McDougald. And Seaburn will throw back in. And for the Tigers, that's their 3rd hit. Here's Torgerson. Earl singled his first time up. Here is a fly ball right field. Bauer going back, way back. Hank will track that down. And that will retire the side. 0 runs, 1 hit, 0 errors. After 2 1/2, it is Detroit 0, Yankees 0. I hope Brent's listening somewhere for that. It'll be Sturdivant, McDougald, and Seaburn to face Foytak here in the 3rd. Tom at .176, 3 for 17 on the replay with an RBI. Struck him out, 2 for Foytak, a 1-2 curve, and Sturdivant just took it. 1 away for McDougald, who's 0 for 1. Gus says, we have a final from Chavez Ravine. You're welcome, Andrew. 54 Giants, 1-800-54 Giant. Win 5-0 over the 68 Dodgers, who weren't very good. Now, that was an off year. Giants survive and now play the 71 Pirates. They defeated the 2005 Red Sox 8-4. What tournament are you doing? McDougald is 0 for 1. Foytak 38 through his opening 9, 2 1/3, 2 hits and 2 strikeouts. There's a fly ball to center. Tuttle will make the catch, and there's 2 away for Norm Seaburn, who's 0 for 1. Paul deals. Popped up behind the plate. House doffs the mask and makes the catch, and the Yankees are done. No runs, no hits, no errors. We are through 3. Detroit and New York scoreless in the Bronx. Sounds like a Billy Joel song he would have written about in that era, right? Sing us a song, the piano man. Charlie Maxwell is 0 for 1. Kaline and Boone to follow. Struck him out. That's 2 for Sturdivant. A 2-2 fastball, and Maxwell chased it. One away for Kaline, who's 0 for 1. Go Tigers. Go get 'em, Tigers. Pitch to Kaline. Struck him out. A good morning and a good afternoon from Sturdivant. Time in 158 and a third real innings. Struck out 111, so he can do it. Here's Ray Boone. He singled his first time up. Jeremiah was a bullfrog. And it's a double header. You going with Berra? Jeremiah is picked as Berra. Jeremiah's track record is still better than Jimmy the Greek's. Dave Little says, and all the talent scouts in the crowd are raving about my vocal stylings. Is that before or after they put cotton in their ears? Pitch to Boone. There is a ground ball to first. Skowron has it, takes it to the bag himself, and that will retire the Tigers. No runs, no hits, no errors. Bottom of the fourth, no score. So here are the standings. These two teams are next to each other, looking up at the White Sox. Where's Forever Remain 90? He kind of disappeared when the White Sox found last place, but it's a whole different day now. The Chicago White Sox lead the Indians by 3.5. The Red Sox by 4.5. 5.5 over Detroit. The Yankees are 8 back. They just can't get consistent. They're consistently mediocre. The Orioles are 10.5 back. The Nats are 11.5, and Kansas City is waiting for Lenny Dawson. In the National League, the Dodgers are 58 and 23. Milwaukee playing WTMJ 620 ball, 8 back at 49 and 30. And the Redlegs, are the only other team above 500. Everyone else in the National League is under 500. And the Redlegs are closer to the Pirates than they are to the Dodgers. Assisted in a game of on-deck baseball over the weekend, Andrew did in Connecticut. Game 4, 0-4 Red Sox defeat the 92 Pirates 4-2. Wakefield with a win and the complete game. I was wondering if that would be a Wakefield versus Wakefield game. Double elimination, Paul says, of all the teams I own for cards. Oh, nice. The 90 Pirates await the winner of this loser's bracket. The loser's bracket has 11 games left in it before the 90 Pirates reemerge. Okay. Yeah, the Braves were so hot to start the year. And then the Dodgers have just taken over. It's not impossible for someone to go get them, but it's going to be awful hard. Mickey Mantle struck out his first time up. He hits a ground ball to Breidwieser, who throws it to first, and there's 2 away. I was looking today because Mr. Railfan has been watching my 78 replay that we did in 2020. Here's Yogi Berra. He singled his first time up. And so this is our 7th year of these replays. And only once has the real-life team won it. And that was the 49 Yankees. Pitch to Berra. Struck him out. That's 3 for Foytak and 0-2. Got him on an off-speed to swing. Here's Skowron, and he's 0 for 1. But this 56 Dodger team has just absolutely caught fire. Absolutely just caught fire. Pitch to Skowron. There's a fly ball to right. Kaline will come in and make the catch, and that will do. Through 4, no score. It would be a bum rush, that's for sure. It's the largest project that Paul's ever done. He's on year 3. And that was rigged to boot. Which World Series was that there, John? Frank House grounded into a double play his first time up. Tuttle and Breidwieser to follow. I've now posted almost 100. Wow. Oh, 49? It is, Dave. It's 50 here. 100 colorized images from 1880 to 1890. Nice. And you can find those on Tapatalk. It's 50 here. My mom might get snow tonight. It is the 22nd of May, by the way. Pitch to House is a ground ball to McDougal. Gill throws to first for the out. So Sturdivant doing his job. He's dropped his ERA half a run. Tuttle 0 for 1. Yeah, it's not real hot and hot Saturday, is it? Pitch to Tuttle. There is a ground ball to Coleman. He throws it to Scourin, and there's 2 out. Now, Paul, I don't know if you're going to get snow tonight, but I bet you get a frost. Here's Breitwieser. He's 0 for 1. Sturdivant deals, and that's ball 4. Andrew says that's why we don't outside plant until Memorial Day weekend. My wife is the same way. She's been cautious. We won't get snow tonight. We're just too low. Here's Foytak. He struck out his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Turtle wax. There you go. Rainy and 54 in Dayton. Just kind of crummy weather all through the great Northeast today. Pitch to Foytak. Struck him out. Halfway home in Game 1 of this twin bill. Tigers and Yankees scoreless in the Bronx. Well, here is the exhaustive game recap. Take me hours to go through that one. Paul Foytak, a 2-hitter through 4. He struck out 3. His control's been good. And Sturdivant pitching the game of his year. 3-hitter through 5, a walk and 4 strikeouts. Tigers 3 hits. The Yankees have 2. Bauer, Carey, and Coleman here in the 5th. Hank singled his first time up. This year will be after Memorial Day, the way it's been going. You would think. I mean, Memorial Day is early, but yeah. Tomatoes aren't going to like this weather. Andrew is at 600 feet, used to be elsewhere at 1,600, and yes, the rain-snow line is huge. We've talked about over the winter that if we get 2 in Burlington, Essex, the next town over, gets 4. My mom will get 6, 25 miles away, but she's got some elevation. Another pitcher's duel, another riveting game recap. Cody hung on to the edge of his seat trying to get all that in. The last few Yankee games, they are advertising a new sponsor, the California Sperm Bank. Are you kidding me? Dave Sims has had to do a read, but I haven't heard Susan Waldman do it yet. Oh, Wodja! The bottom half of the 5th is brought to you by the California Sperm Bank. Oh, Wodja! All right, replay. Go Tigers. Here's the pitch to Bauer. Fly ball right center. Here's Tuttlewax in the corner. Makes the catch. 1 out. I had read about those ads and people being kind of bothered by them. Andy Carey is 0 for 1. Pitch from Foytak. Carey swings. Line drive to second. And there is 2 out. Here's Coleman. You can hang a star on the California Sperm Bank. Oh, doctor. Coleman is 0 for 1. Pitch. There's a ground ball to Foytak, and Paul can't make a play on it. He knocked it down and dribbled it around. Kind of like the folks at the California Sperm Bank. So for Foytak, it's his second error. Coleman is safe. 2 out for Sturdivant, who struck out his first time up. Jeremiah, I'm not reading that one, but you give yourself a cookie and take a nap after that one. Poor Andrew retracted that one. Fortunately, Paul's 14-year-old has her headphones on when those ads air. All this talking. Todd B., who knew that we were doing a doubleheader because he wanted to crown himself in clover or something like that. Yep. I'm assuming it's for in vitro stuff, right? In all seriousness. I'd love to see that hat on an outfield fence with a logo. Pitch to Sturdivant is a ground ball back to Foytak, throws it to Torgerson, and that takes care of the Yankees and our monetization here in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 6th in game 1, no score. No sperm bank commercials for the Knicks. They dribble before they shoot. I see that the Pacers have reminded everyone that Spike Lee is still irrelevant in New York. What was it I saw today that coming into last night's game, a team that was down by like 5 points in the last minute was like 4, after last night was 4 and 1,704 in the playoffs. And 3 of those wins were by the Pacers in this postseason. Harvey Keene, by the way, 1 for 2. As we certainly have gotten off the beaten path. Sturdivant, 18 batters, 74 pitches, 5 innings, 3 hits, a walk, and 4 strikeouts. Keene hits a ground ball. Carey gobbles it up. Long throw to first. And Harvey is out on the bang banger. Didn't the Expos have a... Yeah, Jose in vitro. Absolutely their demos. Sperm banks have stiff competition. The Russian judge must have given you a 6-6. I think it's how much you talk. Logo for the ad should be a screenshot of Puff the Magic Dragon. If you know, you know. Remote deposits. That's not something you want to do with your cell phone, I don't think. I don't know. Talk to Gardner about that. Yes. Yep. We are off the primrose path after this one. Earl Torgerson 1 for 2. He's got a single. Pitch from Sturdivant. There is a ground ball over the mound. McDougald waits a beat, throws to first for the out. Here's Charlie Maxwell. He's 0 for 2 with a K. Sturdivant deals. Maxwell goes to third, and Carey will line it up and take it in. After 5.5, kind of like those who need to go visit the California Collection Agency, you're scoreless. So McDougald, Seaburn, and Mantle here in the 6th. Foytak opening 18, 68 pitches, 5 innings, 2 hits, and 3 strikeouts. McDougald is 0 for 2. How does Dave Sims do reading those ads? Yes, the stream is indeed going swimmingly. Pickle Rick Girl will be here all the week. Tip your waitress, please try the veal. Pitch to McDougald is ball 4. Why are you... He's a pro. Once in a while, McDougald draws the walk to start the 6th. Here's Seaburn, who's 0 for 2. Oh, my goodness. The highest donor at the bank is known as the Sperminator. McDougald on first, Seaburn 0 for 2. A chopper down to first. Torgerson takes it himself, and Seaburn beat it out. Foytak ran over, and Torgerson realized he was better off because Foytak had passed the bag to bring it himself. So there is 2 on and nobody out for Mickey Mantle. Talk about going from the frying pan to the fire here. Mickey has struck out once. He's 0 for 2. Jeremiah just got an ad for the old Sears catalog. Come on, guys. Pitch to Mantle. Mickey in the right center field. Back goes Tuttle. Back goes K-Line. Off the wall. McDougald scores. Seaburn around third. He's going to get waved in. Mickey will stop at second with his 11th double. And what happened? Seaburn slipped around third. It's 1-0 on the double by Mantle, but it should be 2-0, and Seaburn is standing there at third, all embarrassed. Here's Yogi Berra. Yogi 1 for 2. He has singled and struck out. I'm not reading that one out loud, Gardner, but you get yourself a cookie for that. I believe, Paul, you're right. Actually, I believe there's an episode of The Simpsons where it's revealed that Homer visited a sperm bank years earlier and was very successful. Yes, I remember that one. Wow, Gardner writing something that I certainly can't read out loud. Yep, Cody, this is a headphone day. Of all the days to be grateful to be listening to these games on the headphones in the office, this is certainly one of them. Poor pesky Paul. I think I'm the reason why they blacklisted Twitch at his school. You imagine that? You're grading papers today, if he's watching this one later, and this topic comes up. And again, it is a legitimate sponsor of the Yankees. Pitch to Yogi. There's a line drive to Keene, and everybody's got to scamper back. So 1 out for Scourin, who's 0 for 2. Popped up. Boone. That's a rainmaker on this hot, sticky day, and we're talking the weather. Makes the catch. Now 90 degrees here at Yankee Stadium, and that wind is blowing out of the courthouse at 14. Happy 82nd birthday to Tommy John. The following feature film is rated R, and HBO will only show this film at night. Bauer 1 for 2 with a single. Can't read that one either. Pitch to Bauer is a little ground ball to Breitwieser. He'll throw to Torgerson, and the Yankees are only going to get 1. Can you believe that? 1 run, 2 hits. It should have been a double. It should have been 2 runs on the Mantle double, but it's only the 1. Seaburn tripped around third. And then again, haven't we all tripped around third base in our youth? It's the Yankees 1. The Tigers nothing. It taking 2025 for the Yankees to have that kind of ad is somewhat impressive. We won't tell you where the air quotes went in that. LK Line is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. You can write whatever you want. I don't always read it. I'm chuckling at him, but I can't read him. Pitch to K-Line. Al strikes out. That's 5 for Sturdivant. And K-Line swung on and missed the cutter. Here's Ray Boone, 1 for 2. Of all the days for Todd B not to be here. So top of the 7th here in game 1. Dr. Little is trying to listen while multitasking at work. And so, but Dave is trying so hard to go. I mean, aren't we all just 14-year-old boys today? As soon as Ron says, I can't read that on the air, he's got to go back and look. Pitch to Boone. Struck him out. That's 6 for Sturdivant. Tom looking for his 3rd win of the year. Here's Frank House. He's 0 for 2 and grounded into a double play. So did I, Jeremiah. So did I. Yep. You can take the boy out of being 14, but you can't take the 14-year-old out of the boy. Pitch to House, who doesn't want to play. Ground ball to short. McDougald goes to Scourin, and it's time for the Patreon ad. Stretch time, 1-0 New York. And the carry's 0 for 2. Can you imagine Mel Allen reading that ad? Or Frank Messer? Or Phil Rizzuto? Trying to eat his cannoli? Trying to read that ad? I don't know. What do they collect there? Holy cow, I don't think he's going to make it. Stop right there! Yeah, I think so. The carry is 0 for 2. And Foytak walked him. I can't imagine. Just imagine how hot Sarah, well done, Paul, asked me how my broadcast went, and I sit there and yeah, it's one of those days. Carey can steal. Don't look at that percentage, by the way. Here's Coleman. Jerry is 0 for 2 today. Foytak, they're playing for the bunt. That's probably a good idea. We'll oblige. Coleman gets it down. House throws to Breidwieser, and Jerry is retired, and Carey gets that number off the screen and moves to second. Sturdivant will bunt here as well, no, with 1 out. Not a good bunter. Hit and run. Interesting. He's a 9 hit and run. Anyway, Tom is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Rizzuto's thinking it's a long drive, but he popped it up. Holy cow, White. Did you see that? Oh, these are the people in your neighborhood. Sturdivant will swing. There's a ground or line drive to third. Boone makes the play, and Carey goes back to second. No one chokes on it. 2 out. Oh, my word. I need a nap. Foytak, 96 pitches, 27 batters, 6 2/3, 4 hits. He's walked 2, and 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. You're welcome, Mike in the truck. McDougal, thank goodness you didn't get that one of those jobs right now that we were talking about a year ago. Gil McDougald is 0 for 2. He has walked and scored. The lone run of the game in the 6th. Oh, for the Sesame Street reference. Yeah, the WW on the scorecard. Uh-huh. Yep. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Oh, God. There might be children present, gang. Pitch to McDougald. They throw it back to second, and Carey is back. So 2 out. And they're going to walk McDougald, which is an interesting play. First and second, 2 out for Seaburn, who was 1 for 3. He singled and should have scored on the Mantle double in the 6th, but fell going around. The 2 Daves chiming in. It takes a lot of balls to read some of these comments. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Little says, the entire chat is nothing but children. Yes, that is true. Pitch to Norm is a ground ball, is a line drive to third. Boone is there and puts it away. Puts away his toy. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 8th in this doubleheader. It's the Yankees 1, the Tigers nothing. Whoever takes a loss will be tough to swallow, yes. I'm sure that your daughter could make a seaman blush. Paul, it'll be Tuttle, Breidwieser, and Foytak to face Sturdivant here in the 8th. Just in case anyone's actually paying attention to the game. 1st to 2 on the channel right now. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Yankees. They've left on 7. For the Tigers, no runs, 3 hits, an error. And they've left on 3. Pitch to Tuttle, who's 0 for 2. Fly ball right field. Bauer going back to the wall. And that'll hook foul. And somebody from Bellevue made that catch. The count is 2-2. Tuttle swings, ground ball to third. Carey waits for the hop, throws to Scourn. for the out. Yep, we have been pun-free today. Man, Todd B is going to be so upset that he missed this. Brian Weezer is 0 for 1. He is also walked. And Jim Small will pinch hit. Okay. Small, appropriate today, hit as a pinch hitter, has had great. Yeah, no, there's no game. Small hasn't been small. He's hitting .419 as a pinch hitter. And has driven in 14 and has scored 13 times. I have a cousin and an uncle. And the cousin wrote a song once that they performed. I may be little, but damn, I make good love. And so that's what this reminds me of. Small is hitting 404, which can't be found. 19 for 47 on the replay. Pitch to Small. There is a base hit, right center field. Mantle will pick it, skips past Mantle, and Small isn't Small there. He's into second with his third double. So the tying run is in scoring position for Foytek, and I'd imagine that they will pinch hit for him. Nope. No one is sworn. Old man Periwinkle said. Again, Little appropriately says, size doesn't matter, go Small. Cody says Jim Small at 19 years old. I guess he'll have to get into his 20s to grow out of that moniker. Let's see what they do with Foytek. If he stays, he struck out twice. He stays and strikes out a third time. So he has taken the whiff 3 times. It's from swimming in that cold pool. Yep. Small didn't shrink. 2 out for Harvey Keene, who is 1 for 3. Sturdivant, 27 batters, 106 pitches, 7 2/3, 4 hits, a walk, and 7 strikeouts. It's the quantity, not the quality. Or the quality of the quantity that counts. Go Small or go home. At work, watching in the background, only listening when the first logging on, then I make the Sesame Street reference with the song, and people are talking about people being children. All right. Someone want to fill him in on Dave Sims reading ads for the California Sperm Bank? What kind of interest do you get with that anyway? Once you've... All right, Little, you win. You win. Oh, my word. Harvey Keene, by the way, is 1 for 3. There's a fly ball to right. Back goes Bauer. That's well hit. I think Hank will track that one down. The wind is going to carry it, but Bauer will make the catch. And after 7.5, that'll do. Tigers get a hit, no runs, and no errors. They've left on 4. We go to the bottom of the 8th. If anyone still cares about the ball game, it's 1-0 New York. Oh my goodness, Todd. Here we go. The party can start because Todd B is here. Mickey Mantle 1 for 3, a double and an RBI. I can see on some form. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep. Is your lone Sesame Street mention? Yep, that's a good one. How did you hear about the California Sperm Bank? And so the applicants can either check from the New York Yankees radio network or Retro Sports Network. There you go. So Foytek to pitch to Mantle. Mickey 1 for 3 in game 1, a double and an RBI. Oh, my word. Pitch to the Mick. There's a ground ball to third. Boone. Long throw to first. Mantl's running, and Mickey is out on a bang-banger for Yogi Berra, who is 1 for 3. I'm surprised they let Foytack in. However, that is the gauntlet, Mantle and Berra. Yogi will rip that one over Bowling at second. Kaline has it, and Yogi's going to try for 2. Kaline with a good arm. The throw to Keene, and Yogi has his 19th double of the year. It's only the 5th hit for New York. Here's Skowron. Bill is 0 for 3. Struck him out. Foytack got him on a 2-2. Late called. Strike 3. For Bauer, Hank is 1 for 3. Wait for the shake. Oh, sure. These are the people in my neighborhood. And they're going to walk Bauer for Andy Carey. Andy is 0 for 2 with a walk. Oh, really? All sports or just baseball, Dave? To make up for the fact that they're killing the card app? That did not go over very well yesterday. Todd B got here just in time for us to get serious. Pitch to Carey is a ground ball to Bowling, who goes to Keene for the easy out there. And that will do. We go to the 9th in game 1. No runs, a hit. The Yankees have left on 9, and we go to the 9th. Detroit 1 to tie and 2 to go to head. Sturdivant is throwing a shutout. And to say that Tom hasn't pitched well this year, let's just say his ERA has nearly dropped a run. The card app, I believe, is ending at the end of the month, and if you have a subscription, it'll roll into Baseball Max. Torgerson is 1 for 3 with a single. Maxwell and Kaline to follow. Yes. All sports. Okay. Yeah, they are getting rid of the card app. Yeah, and I just that went over kind of like the chat did. Torgerson 1 for 3 with a single. Struck him out. Sturdivant's going to be your player of the game unless something happens in the last 2 outs. He is fanned 8. Charlie Maxwell is 0 for 3 with a K. I will hit the strat sale for sure. Pitch to Maxwell. Struck him out. That's 9 for Sturdivant. 1 out away from the Yankees taking the opener of this doubleheader. Al Kaline stands in the way. He is 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. If you have the app, it will turn into max, and the price will go up. So if you bought already the app, then you'll get max for that time. Pitch to Kaline. Into center field. Mantle will retreat and make the catch, and that is game 1. The Yankees have beaten the Tigers by the score of 1-0. Thanks to an all-world performance. Wouldn't that be Adam? By Tom Sturdivant. 2 hours and 11 fake minutes. The Yankees go to 43 and 42. 1 run, 5 hits, and no errors. The Tigers fall to 44 and 40. No runs, 4 hits, and error. The Yankees leave on 9. The Tigers left on 4. Tom Sturdivant, your digital dice MVP. He goes to 3 and 5. He could have thrown 168 pitches. My word. 9 innings, 4 hits, a walk, and 9 strikeouts. Foytack pitched a pretty good ball game. 8 innings, 5 hits, a run it was earned. He falls to 8 and 6. He walked 4 and struck out 4. Jeremiah would rather have a subscription to the California Sperm Bank. Yeah, I thought the Seaburn thing was going to come back to bite them in the bippy. Can the Crown thing subtract for comments? So that's the first of 2. Oh, my word. My head hurts. So the Yankees are now 7.5 back to play, technically, another day game. Larry and McDermott. And so it still remains hot and windy. Play ball. And let's tell you about Mickey McDermott. Maury, does he know who the father is? 27 years old, 1 for 6, making his 7th start, an earned run average of .476. This is his 17th appearance. He went out of the pen 5 days ago in a 10-1 loss to Cleveland. He threw a scoreless inning on 12 pitches. Overall for Mickey, didn't he pitch for the Red Sox too? The lefty, 51 innings, 52 hits, 29 runs, 27 earned, 7 homers. He's walked 24 and struck out 27. The lineup for the Tigers, as soon as am I going to be able to make it through a second game? Good old American capitalism, you betcha. You don't want to advertise for a bank and use the word off anywhere in the brochure. Yeah, you're right. Back when they played doubleheaders at 12:30 and 4, and everyone was home by 7 to make their nightly contributions to the California Bank. And take a good nap after. Harvey Keene will lead off at short. Jack Phillips. Jack will play first and bat second. Charlie Maxwell on left will go third. Al Kaline cleans up in right. Hopefully Jack doesn't leave a mess. Ray Boone is at third. He'll bat fifth. Bill Tuttle in center will bat sixth. Red Wilson will catch game 2, batting 7th. Brian Weezer back out for game 2. He'll bat 8th. And Frank Larry will bat 9th. Mickey McDermott can give you 140 pitches. The Yankees make some changes. Norm Seaburn is a 6 and a 3 in left. Mickey Mantle is an 8 and a 9 in center. Joe Collins is a 4 and a 3 in right. Andy Carey a 5 at third. Gil McDougald a 7 and a 10 at short. Jerry Coleman a 5 and a 6 at second. Bill Skowron a 6 at first. Elston Howard a 5 and a 4 behind the plate, so Yogi doesn't get both games. And Mickey McDermott is a 2 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Yankees won the first game, if anyone cares, behind 700 bad jokes. 89 degrees, it's hot. It's too darn hot. Wind's blowing out to dead center at 14. Harvey Keene hitting .314, 8 homers, and 40 RBI. Interviews for the bank conducted by Maury Povich, who will assure you that you indeed are the father. I saw, since we've already kind of, gone to the NSFW portion of this program, a funny meme of a woman who claims to have 1,000 conquests, shall we say, 1,000 trips on the Klingon ship. And Maury wrote back, I'm not wading into that one. Pitch to Keene. Harvey swings a ground ball to third. Carry over to Skowron. And that's how game 2 starts. For Jack Phillips, hitting .286, no homers and 10 RBI. Parlaying your click to win that Elston Howard, since Yogi is meeting Jackie Gleason at Toot Shores. A good day for a couple of cool ones, for sure. Pitch to Phillips. Walked him. Now, I don't know if Dr. Little is still here. She sounds like she was inspired by Wilt Chamberlain's personal prowess. I always thought that he was joking about that. It pays to buy the best. Let it be low and brown. Charlie Maxwell hitting .336, 13 homers and 47 RBI. Oh, I can read this one out loud. I've had to be so careful today. Used to be able to print the card from the viewer, then that didn't Didn't shortchange him any to show half the card. Now you need max. Yeah, I don't think that was a good move. You're an old basketball guy. Wilt Chamberlain's claim of 23,000 conquest? I always thought that was in jest, was it? Or was it not? And John gets on his, soapbox. How about making every card charge $15 more? People will buy them. Jeez. Ah. Pitch to Maxwell. Phillips on first. That's up the middle for a base hit. Mantle will grab it. And so first and second, one out for Al Kaline, hitting .303, 14 homers and 65 RBI. Kaline swings. That's going to be over McDougald into left field. Sebring will pick it up. Phillips will round third and score. Maxwell is into third. And the Tigers lead game number 2 of this doubleheader 1-0. Chamberlain more conquests than points scored. Dave has no idea. A legend in his own mind. The math is mind-boggling for how many times he would have had to perform in a single day. That's why I thought that was just a joke. Ray Boone is hitting .338. 16 homers and 53 RBI. No, it was 23. It was 20,000. Unless we're talking about the woman in the meme. Pitch to Boone. There's a fly ball left center. Mantle will square it. Maxwell back to tag. Charlie will tag. They're going to throw home. Here comes the run, and Charlie is safe. So 2-0 Tigers. Kaline moves to second. Get your season saved and look to other games. Tim Duncan made friends with over 10,000 women throughout his career? I hadn't heard that. Bill Tuttle at .238, 10 homers and 51 RBI. At some point, if Ray from Around the Layout podcast would be stumbling in by an accident, not only has this train fallen off the rails, it has shut itself off and has packed itself away for the winner. Pitch to Tuttle. Fly ball, shallow left. Sebring coming in, rides the Schwinn, makes the catch, but the Tigers get 2 on 2 hits and no errors. After half an inning in game number 2, it's Detroit 2, Yankees 0. So Frank Larry, 26 years old, 6-10 on the year. He's underperformed as well, making his 21st start. Fastball pitcher, ground ball pitcher at 86. Larry last pitched on the 14th, so 4 days rest, in a 9-4 loss to Washington. 6 innings, 122 pitches, 7 hits, 6 runs, all earned. He got lit up, just like you would at the California Sperm Bank. He walked 7 and struck out 2. So Larry, 153 and a third, 146 hits, 81 runs, 65 earned, 17 home runs. He's walked 66 and struck out 85. Lineup for the Yankees, it will be McDougald leading off at short. Sebring in left batting second. Joe Collins will go third in right field. Mickey Mantle cleans up in center. Scourin at first will bat fifth. Elson Howard behind the plate batting sixth. Andy Carey welded into that 7th position at third. Jerry Coleman at second batting 8th. Mickey McDermott on the mound batting 9th. And Larry can give you 150 pitches. Ray Boone is a 5 at third as we set the Tiger defense for you. Harvey Keene a 6 and a 7 at short. Jim Breitwieser a 6 and a 5 at second. Jack Phillips a 7 at first. Maxwell at 8 and a 6 in left. Tuttle at 8 and a 7 in center. And Al Kaline at 10 and a 9 in right. Red Wilson is a 5 and a 4 behind the plate. And Larry an 8 on the mound with a .952 fielding percentage. AC Green was the anti-Wilt. Yeah, absolutely. And Sean Kemp wants to break that record. Wow. Yeah. What was it? Tito Fuentes. We've talked about this before. I had one of those, Sports Fact a Day or something like that calendars when I was in high school, so late 80s. And there was one that my dad stole, and it was Tito Fuentes, the San Francisco Giant legend. And he says, they shouldn't throw at me. I'm the father to 5 or 6 kids. McDougald at 308, 4 homers and 23 RBI. August 16th of 56 will be the last game that Rizzuto plays in. Hopefully I'm not shut down by YouTube after this stream. My goodness. Pitch to McDougald is a ground ball between second and short, and McDougald starts game 2 with a hit. I think Rizzuto was doing TV by the end of the year, right? Seaburn at 141. No homers and 7 RBI. Norm hits a ground ball to first. Phillips takes it himself, and Seaburn's out. So Jack got the out. McDougald on second. Here's Joe Collins. He's hitting 208. 3 homers and 12 RBI. There is a line drive right center field. Kaline will grab it off a hop. McDougald around third, but will hold because Kaline has a good arm. So 2-0 Tigers. Bottom of the first, here's Mickey Mantle. Mickey at 321, 30 homers and 78 RBI. So if you visit the California Sperm Bank, does that mean, speaking of Phil Rizzuto, that you would stop at the money store before or after? Mickey hits a ground ball to first. Phillips will try for 2. Keane for 1. Back to Phillips. They turn it. McDougald will not score as the inning is over. Wow, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. The Yankees leave on a runner. We go to the second. Detroit 2, New York nothing. Red Wilson is hitting 286, 3 homers and 16 RBI. August 16th, 1956, Bela Lugosi died. That's a random fact. Pitch to Red. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Seaburn. That is well hit. Norm turns and watches it go. It's 3-0. That's in the back of the bleachers. So for Red, that's his 4th home run of the year. Wow. You'd need a Dodger dog after a visit to the California Sperm Bank, wouldn't you? Don't forget to go get a package of Farmer Don hot dogs. Taste the pork and beef goodness in a Farmer John hot dog. Available at Ralph's, Vans, and your local neighborhood Safeway. Breitweiser is hitting 206. No homers and 13 RBI. Here's a ground ball past Coleman into center field. So McDermott is in Tom's tournament. Frank Larry hitting 269 as the pitcher, a home run and 6 RBI. Struck him out. That's the first for McDermott. I think Parallel League passed out. So opening 9 for Mickey. 39 pitches, an inning and a third, 4 hits. The home run a moment ago to Wilson. He has walked a man and struck a guy out. And all 3 runs are earned. Harvey Keene is 0 for 1. All right. Thanks for visiting, Mr. Little. We'll catch you later. Pitch to Harvey. Struck him out. That's 2 for McDermott in the inning. Here's Jack Phillips. Jack has walked and scored. And we know that we're all off today, Dave. The throw goes down to second, and Brian Weezer steals his 4th of the year. Jim played for the White Sox at one point in 56. The 0-1 to Phillips is going to be a base hit, right center field. Breitwieser should score on this. Collins picks it up. The throw to Howard is not in time. And it's 4-0 Tigers with 2 out here in the second. For Charlie Maxwell, Charlie has singled and scored. He's 1 for 1. McDermott's pitch. There's a fly ball, right center. Mantle going back. Will make the catch. A great play, as a matter of fact. How about that? And so Mickey, second of the doubleheader. Tigers get 2 more on 3 hits and no errors, and after an inning and a half, it's 4-0 Tigers. So Skowron, Howard, and Carey to face Larry here in the second. Skowron at 272, 8 homers, and 35 RBI. Ground ball to the mound. Larry, third base side, throws to Phillips. 1 away. For Elson Howard, hitting 256, 2 homers, and 23 RBI. Larry deals, and Ellie draws the walk. Yankees won the opener 1-0. And that gets him over 500 at 43 and 42. Andy Carey at 236, 5 homers and 46 RBI. It looks like that everyone is now taking the nap from visiting the sperm bank. Carey hits a liner over Harvey Keene into left field. Maxwell will cut it off. First and second, 1 out for Jerry Coleman, hitting 278 with 8 RBI. Larry's pitch. That's to third. Boone snares it. He goes to Breitwieser for 1. Coleman is going to reach. The chat has sort of wilted. It was hard to keep up that sort of stamina. Switching subjects, Todd B says. McDermott, by the way, with 2 out at 167, 2 for 12. Oh, Clay is doing a basketball game? Interesting. There is a ground ball to Larry over to Phillips, and that will retire the side. The Yankees threaten but do not score. After 2, no runs, a hit, no errors. Tigers 4, Yankees nothing. Was there a beta? I might have heard about that. MLB Kaline, Boone, and Tuttle to face McDermott here in the third. Al has a single and RBI. He's now driven in 66. A couple new projects. Wonder if he would do a hockey game. Pitch to Kaline. A ground ball to McDermott. He'll go to first for the out. Ray Boone has an RBI. He now has driven in 54. No, you couldn't keep up the conversation for that long. Nope, because we're all 14-year-old boys. Pitch to Boone. There's a ground ball to first. Skowron snares it, picks it up, takes it in the bag, 2 out. So McDermott, an easier inning here in the third. Here's Tuttle. He's 0 for 1. And there is a base hit up the middle. Mantle throws it back in. Did I hear you say, Mr. Demos, that you have retired? Red Wilson, by the way, homered in the second to the back of the bleachers in left center field. He won't homer, but he will put this one in the left in front of Seaburn, who can't grab it. Tuttle on his way to third. The throw is cut off by McDougald, and the Tigers have runners on the corners, 2 out for Breitwieser, who has singled, stolen his 4th base, and scored. In 2 weeks, Andy, congratulations. I didn't think you were that old. Yeah, congratulations for sure. Pitch to Jim. Walked him. So Tuttle on third, Wilson on second, Breitwieser on first for Larry, who was struck out his first time up. Yeah, I thought you were on the younger side. What do you plan to do? Besides getting 1987 done. Pitch to Larry. Frank hits a ground ball to first. Scouring, waiting for McDermott. Throws it that way, and Larry is retired. It does help to have a working spouse. I'd agree with that. Tigers cannot score. They leave him loaded. They've left on 5. 2 hits, no errors, and after 2.5, it is the Tigers 4, the Yankees nothing. So McDougald, Seaburn, and Collins to face Larry here in the third. Opening 9 for Frank. He's working on a pun book. No joke. Are you serious? And don't call you Shirley. Larry, 9 batters, 30 pitches. That's pretty good. 2 innings, 3 hits, and a walk. McDougald singled to start the ballgame. Poor Barb. Pitch to McDougald. There is another base hit. This one's over second. Kaline will cut it off. Attila the pun. Oh, you are serious, aren't you? 4th hit for the Yankees. Here's Seaburn, who's 0 for 1. There's a ground ball to third. Might be 2. Boone goes to Breidwieser for 1, but they cannot make the play at first. 1 out for Collins, who singled. If I say the name Bennett Cerf, will that ring a bell for anybody? There's a ground ball to Phillips. Jack can't make a play. Jack wasn't Jack that time. That's his 3rd error at first, and the Yankees have 2 on and 1 out. Seaburn on second, Collins on first for Mickey Mantle. Oh, yeah, because you want to have 2 on for Mickey, who is 0 for 1 with grounded into a double play his first time up. Larry takes a deep breath. The wind blowing out to center at 14, and it's 89 degrees here in New York. And Mickey rips this one past second into right field. Seaburn around third, but they do not want to make the challenge Kaline's arm. Breidwieser should have had it. So the bases are loaded, 1 out for Scour. And where's DeMarco when you need him? Bill is 0 for 1. So Seaburn on third. Collins mixing it up on second and Mantle on first. Scourin does have a grand slam on the season. And 1 here would tie the ball game. That is up the middle. That will drop in front of title. Seaburn scores. Collins will hold, and the Yankees are on the board 4-1. For Ellie Howard, who was Jeremiah's ticket to click it, Ellie walked his first time up. Bennett Cerf was one of the founders of Random House. And he also was a long time panelist on the original What's My Line. And would come up with pun after pun after pun. That was probably his biggest claim to fame. And Demos kind of has that personality. And so if Attila the Pun is actually being worked on, it would be so appropriate if you got Random House to do it. Pitch to Howard. There is a chopper to third. Boone's going to have a play. He goes to second for 1. They're not going to get Howard. Collins will score, and it's 4-2. For Andy Carey, who singled his first time up. This is not a pitcher's duel. Runners on the corners. Carey strikes out. So Larry got Carey to strike out. Do something with that. After 3, 2 runs, 3 hits, and an error, and the Yankees are on the board. We go to the 4th. Detroit 4, New York 2. No pun book is in the offering. That's too bad, because I think you'd be funny with it. And now you got me to tell stories on people who've been dead for 50 years. Good job. It'll be Keene, Phillips, and Maxwell to face McDermott here in the 4th. 18 batters deep. Mickey, 72 pitches, 3 innings, 7 hits, a home run. He's walked 2 and struck out 2. All 4 runs are earned. Harvey Keene is 0 for 2 with a K. Line drive to Coleman, 1 out. For Jack Phillips. Jack has singled, driven in a run, scored, and walked. Walked him. I don't think the Tigers have gone down in order in the first 3 innings. Charlie Maxwell has a single and a run scored. He's 1 for 2. Fly ball, right field. Collins will make the catch, and Phillips goes back. Two away for L. Kaline. Kaline had an RBI single. He's 1 for 2. McDermott deals, and there is a ground ball to short. McDougald from McDermott over to Skowron, and that will do. We played 3.5. Standings haven't changed. Detroit 4, New York 2. But Bobby Grinch is on first with Steve Christmas behind the plate, and Grinch has a good lead. So is the Grinch going to steal on Christmas? How you doing, Mr. Unger? It'll be Coleman, McDermott, and McDougald here in the 4th. Jerry is 0 for 1. There is a ground ball to Breitwieser, who throws to first for the out. So here's Mickey McDermott. He will hit. Pitch count wise, leaving him in. First game, a 1-0 Yankee win. Both pitchers went the distance. Sturdivant pitched a brilliant ball game over Paul Foytak. McDermott, base hit past Harvey Keene in the left field. Maxwell will throw it back in. So Larry, 18 batters, 57 pitches, 3 1/3, 7 hits, a walk and a strikeout. McDougald is singled twice in this one. To Breitwieser, and he'll go to Keene for 1 and back to Phillips for 2. How about that? A 4-6-3 double play. We go to the 5th in game number 2. Tigers 4, Yankees 2. Ray Boone, Mr. Tuttle, and Mr. Wilson here to bat in the 5th. 1,000 years ago on The Tonight Show, talking about inappropriate ads, Johnny Carson at the end of his monologue, just before he hit the bad golf swing and that, and a woman in a rather tight t-shirt and hot pants comes out, much to Johnny's chagrin. And she's doing an advertisement for a caulk. I can't remember the exact pun that he shot off at that moment. I'm sure the company did well the next day. Pitch to Boone. Ray walks. So here's Tuttle. Bill is 1 for 2 with a single. Back to the bank. If Kurt Berg makes a deposit, would it be hermetically sealed in a mayonnaise jar? On Funkin' Wagnall's front porch since this morning. Yup. Doing a 38 replay in action PC. Yankees underachieving there. Red Sox leading by 5 with around 20 to play. Wow. To get back to why we're doing this and away from the sponsors on the Yankee television network, yeah, there's something about it. They've not pitched well. Remember in Casey Stengel's first 5 years, they won the American League. In 54, they didn't, but it was the only time that Casey was there they won 100. They won the league in 55, but lost to the Dodgers in the World Series. And they can't get above 500 in this. And so you'd have to wonder if they'd be calling for Casey's head, and then Casey could go to the press and say, I'll never make the mistake of being 66 years old ever again. Tuttle 1 for 2. He drops that one down. Skowron has it. He throws to Coleman covering, and the sacrifice works. Boone to second. Didn't even pay attention to that. 1 out. Red Wilson homered his last time up. His 4th of the year and driven in 17. Yeah, that would be a Legitimate unboxing I would not want to see, Todd. You're absolutely right. Pitch to Wilson. Popped up. McDougald. And the appropriate response to that, demos, would be, may a traveling salesman get your local weather girl in trouble. Breidwieser is singled. He's 1 for 1. He's walked. He scored. He's stolen a base. DiMaggio, Gehrig, Henrik, Dickey, Frankie Crissetti, Selkirk. That 38 team, I think, up until the 98 squad, was probably the best team of all time. You've probably done that in Diamond Mine, haven't you, Mark? Not touching that one, Mr. Demos, but you give yourself a cookie. Pitch to Breidwieser. There's a pop-up. McDougald and Seaburn. It'll be McDougald and Gill on the grass, and we'll make the play, and we're halfway home, and you get an ad. Halfway home, game 2 on a rainy 52-degree day in Burlington. We're going to get snow in the mountains tonight. Detroit 4, New York 2. Torty says lots of cookies being grabbed today. Someone should check the Keebler stock price. You just need to keep that energy level up. No snow scheduled for in Saranac Lake. I'm surprised. You're probably gonna hit the 30s though tonight, right? Detroit lost game 1, 1-0. Game 2, 4 runs for the Tigers, 7 hits and an error. The Yankees 2 runs, 7 hits and an error, or no errors. Detroit got on the board first in the first. Al Kaline an RBI single to score Jack Phillips to make it 1-0. Then Ray Boone a sac fly to make it 2-0. In the second, Red Wilson a solo home run deep to left center, 3-0. And then Jack Phillips an RBI single to make it 4-0. Tigers could not advance on that in the third. The Yankees cut that lead in half in the third. Bill Skowron an RBI single to score Seaburn to make it 4-1, and Elson Howard with a ground ball to make it 4-2. Mid to high 30s. Oh my goodness. Hopefully you don't have any tomato plants out. Frank Larry, 4 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, a walk and a strikeout. McDermott, 5 innings, 7 hits, 4 runs all earned, a home run, 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. But no rain scheduled. Tomorrow I'm supposed to do my Mother's Day dinner, which was postponed for Mother's Day weekend because it wouldn't stop raining. Norm Seaburn is 0 for 2. He has scored a run in this one. Pitch to Norm. Up the middle. Breidwieser has it by the bag at second, over to first. Oh, no! And Seaburn's going to reach on the air. So Jim, not covering himself in clover, makes his 3rd error. And Seaburn goes into second because Keith Olbermann's mom caught it, autographed it, and threw it back, like Mrs. Paul. Joe Collins, 1 for 2 in this one. He has singled and scored. All right, Barb, have yourself a wonderful day. Collins lines it to second. Breidwieser makes that play, and Seaburn makes a leaping catch to rob Collins of a hit. Goodness. Mickey Mantle is 1 for 2. He has singled and grounded into a double play. There's a fly ball right field. K-line going back. Al to the track. Makes the catch. Seaburn with 2 out will not go. Mickey thought he had hit that one out. And K-Line, young legs and all, just legged it out. 2 out for Scourin. Bill, 1 for 2. He is singled and driven in his 36th run. Up the middle, Keene over to Phillips, and the Yankees go down in the 5th. They get no runs, no hits, and the error by Breidwieser does not hurt. We go to the 6th, Tigers 4, Yankees 2. So Larry, Keene, and Phillips to face McDermott. Frank is 0 for 2 with a K. There is a ground ball to third. Carey robs Larry of a hit. Carey just kind of picked it up, hurled it over to first for the out. So the dirty jokes are over and the viewership drops. Harvey Keene is 0 for 3. McDermott, 27 batters, 5 1/3. 107 pitches, 7 hits, 4 runs. I believe they're all earned. Yep. 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. Harvey swings right center field. Mickey runs it down. A lot of room out there, and he makes the catch. 2 out for Jack Phillips. Jack 1 for 1. He has walked twice, singled, driven in a run, and scored. Al had to fend off a couple Everetti's parallel. Todd, when do you ever not start up? There is a base hit in the center field. No! Mantle had it played perfectly. That was a line drive, and Mickey was able to place it perfectly where he needed it to, and that's the inning. After 5 1/2, no runs, no hits, no errors. Tigers 4, Yankees 2. Yes, Jeremiah, taking his Todd B lesson of the day, that really was a rather acidic statement about Al Kaline. Nelson Howard has walked, driven in a run, and he's 0 for 1. Ground ball to second. Breidwieser over to Phillips, 1 out. 91 degrees here at the stadium. This 18th day of July, Wednesday, July 18th, 1956. Winds blowing out the center at 14. Andy Carey, 1 for 2. Is singled and struck out. So, Old Glory in play by those monuments blowing out to that Marlboro ad out there in those buildings. Yeah, Todd, he's good. He's good. Pitch to Carey. Right center field. Tuttle going back. Has room. Makes the catch. And there's 2 out for Jerry Coleman, who's 0 for 2. Struck him out. That's 2 for Larry, and the Yankees are through 6. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 7th here at the big old ballpark in the Bronx. Tigers 4, Yankees 2. So Maxwell, Kaline, and Boone to face McDermott here in the 7th. Is the new... My wife likes it. They're asking about the new TV. Excuse me. She was watching some sort of anime thing when we started a couple hours ago. Pitch to Maxwell. Line drive to McDougald, and Gill makes the catch, 1 out. K-Line 1 for 3 with an RBI. We got it delivered from Walmart, if you were not familiar with that story. They said they would be here about 8 after 12. I think they were here by 12:15. How you doing, Greg? Let's go Tigers. Happy wife, happy life indeed. Got a 43-inch Roku delivered with tax and tip for $189. Pitch to K-Line. Fly ball, left field. Seaburn will flare it. 2 out for Boone. Yankees won the opener, by the way, 1-0 in 2 hours and 11 fake minutes. Ray Boone, 0 for 1. He has walked and driven in a run. Glad that Greg is doing fine. Pitch to Boone. Right center field. Mantle will make the catch, and that will do. Stretch time 4-2 Detroit. It'll be McDermott. It'll be a pinch hitter. McDougald, and Seaburn to face Larry here in the 7th. Did I talk about the other day the story of the new TV? I know that Andrew mentioned it, but I talked about it on Facebook. McDermott, I don't want to go with Yogi quite yet. Who can hit a Larry? Bob serve. Bob is a pinch hitter, 214, 4 RBI. Overall, 244, 3 triples, and 10 RBI. Larry starts the 7th. Fly ball left field. That is well hit. Maxwell will come down with it. It got held up in that warm wind, and Charlie was able to make the catch, 1 out for McDougald. So Larry, 27 batters, 89 pitches, 6 of the 3rd. Just the 1 run is earned of the 2. 7 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. McDougald is singled twice. He's 2 for 3 and grounded into a double play. Yes, the old one was 18 years old. True before I tell that one, though, Todd B. it's story time with Todd B. Years ago, your mother had a refrigerator brought in by Sears. I arrived, and the 2 guys were standing there wondering why it wasn't working. Did you plug it in? Are you kidding? So, my wife was sick last week, and to add insult to injury, she went to watch something on her Roku, and the TV died. Which, the TV we got in 2007, and I paid $649 for it. Didn't have a tuner. It was just a monitor. And so we looked around Best Buy and tried to see what our delivery options were, and we're going to pull the trigger on something. And Saturday night, something told me to go to Walmart. Pitch to McDougald. There is a fly ball again to left field. Maxwell hoping the second verse is the same as the first here. That's well hit. But Charlie will flag this one down, and there's 2 out for Norm Seaburn, who's 0 for 3. And so Saturday night, I looked at Walmart and found a 43-inch TCS. Anyway, something with a built-in Roku for a $148, and did we want to have that delivered? And so we set all that up, and lo and behold, we got the whole thing for $189, tax, tip, and delivery. Yeah, 18 years. Not kidding. Unbelievable. Your action PC replays were up to 521 on the calendar, so it's fun to see how they're different in real life. And 41, Williams is now hitting. Yeah, you said. Oh, he's starting to hit. And DiMaggio's hitting 386. Oh, TCL. Okay, good TV. Glad to know. I don't expect 18 years out of it, but yeah. Cheap price. She's happy. And as someone said above, happy wife, happy life. Seaburn's 0 for 3. Hits a ground ball to short. Keene's got it over to Phillips for the out. That'll do it. And the Yankees need a new pitcher. We go to the 8th. Detroit 4, New York 2. Now, you're at 521. DiMaggio should be well on his hitting streak at that point, shouldn't he? Not going to go with Whitey or Byrne. I only have 2 pitchers? Or 3 pitchers? I have no pitchers. Are you kidding me? Is it really Tom Morgan? So it is a Yankee closer, Plowboy, who's pitched like he's drank a little too much, Captain Morgan. 3-2 on the replay, a 5.79 ERA. 26th appearance. He's 26 years old. Fastball at 85 and a ground ball plus pitcher. Last pitched on the 15th, so 3 days ago, in an 8-0 loss to the White Sox. 2 innings, 26 pitches, and a hit. Overall, 28 innings, 28 hits, 18 runs, all earned. He's allowed 4 homers. He's walked 10 and struck out 3. It is 8 games for DiMaggio. I was trying, I had a young lady the other day being trained to be in LNA, and we had to explain to her tubed televisions. And that, yes, people came to your house to fix your television set. She was absolutely blown away by that. Bill Tuttle is 1 for 2 with a single. Absolutely just thrown for a loop. Tuttle swings, ground ball to Morgan, and Tom can't make the play. He lost the handle, and that's his second error. So the first error for the Yankees in the ballgame. Red Wilson, who homered in the second to make it 3-0, 2 for 3. Now has 4 on the replay and driven in 17. Greg says, I guess I'm about as old as the same thing. Yep. We never had, by the time I was a teenager, you know, the portables were $150. You just went out and did that. They weren't big pieces of furniture. The last tube TV we bought was in 2001. And she bought it at Sears. And it was a genuine piece of junk. Pitch to Wilson. Throw down to Coleman, and Tuttle has his 4th steal of the year. So the Tigers have swiped 2. The old rabbit ears? Yep. Pitch to Wilson. And Red draws the walk. We had, when I was growing up, a rotary antenna. Tuttle went to third because the pitch got away from Howard. Pay attention to the ballgame, Ron. And so Morgan uncorks a wild pitch, and the runners on the corners, nobody out for Brideweezer. It was 1 for 2. He singled, walked, scored, and stolen a base. Aluminum foil on the inside rabbit ears. Yeah, I've done that. And Jim Small. Here you go again, guys. It's time to get small. Small had a pinch hit single in the game 1. He's now hitting .432 as a pinch hitter. .417 overall, 14 RBI. All as a pinch hitter. Todd had no remote. Yep. You got up and switched it. And Todd didn't get hit in the head, back of the head hard enough. Greg says we had won the mid-70s when we moved away from Toronto for a couple years. Okay. Yeah, Andrew, I had to remember being old enough that the TV did not immediately come on. Just rotary in to get 3 channels. Now, you grew up in the Claremont area, right? Go small or go home. And Jeremiah sat too close to the TV, and he became a bullfrog. He's just fine. Yeah, oh, the rotary. Runners on the corners. Small hits a ground ball to Coleman. They might get 2 out of this. They're going to try for 2. They will concede the run. McDougald for 1. Small's going to reach on the fielder's choice, and it's 5-2 Detroit. For Frank Larry, who's 0 for 3 with a K. So Small comes up big again and is now 15 RBI, all as a pinch hitter. Larry walks. I'm starting to understand how the Yankees are a 500 club. Harvey Keene is 0 for 4 in this one. Small on second. Larry on first. 1 out here in the 8th. 5-2 Detroit. We didn't call it a remote. We called it a clicker. Yep, because it clicked. Yes, within an hour. So let me guess what you got on for your 3 channels. Pitch to Keene. There's a little ground ball to short. McDougald. And everyone's going to reach. McDougald couldn't get out a throw. So the bases are loaded for Jack Phillips. 1 for 2. A single, an RBI, a run scored, and 2 walks. All right. You got 3 out of Burlington, Andrew. You got, which was a CBS and still is. You got 8 out of Mount Washington, the ABC for Portland. And you got 31 out of White River, which was your NBC. Am I right? That's right. Demo's first job as a kid was being remote controlled by his father and got fired. Phillips, as we said, 1 for 2. He coached Susan relieves. He's driven in a run, singled, scored, and walked twice. Well, Paul, that would have been for us. Yep, PTZ was off of North Pole, New York. Howard and Morgan have a word. Bases loaded. Phillips hits this one to short. McDougald. Again, trying for 2. Coleman for 1. And Phillips is going to reach. 6-2 Detroit. He only had 4 when you were a kid. The 2 Toronto stations, CBC and CTV. And 2 Buffalo stations. Charlie Maxwell 1 for 4. He is singled and scored. 6-2 Tigers. Jeremiah says there was a free CB store on the corner, or there was a CB store in the corner. We would always get free CB calls on Channel 5. I don't get either of them anymore, Gus. Yes, 5 and 31 were the same except for the news. Oh, and New Hampshire Public TV, so 4. Yep, WPTC Plattsburgh, North Pole, Burlington. My wasted youth knowing what TV stations you could get. And remember, if you watch Channel 3 and you're my age, out-of-towners may call collect. You're going to know what that means. Pitch to Maxwell is a base hit to right center. Larry is going to score. Phillips on his way to third. And the Tigers have blown this up. That was a siren. Oh, Greg worked at the CBC for 36 years. Just prior to the pandemic. Did you work in the news, Hockey Night in Canada, or some of the shows? That's right. The fire trucks have been coming because this broadcast has been too hot for YouTube. Al Kaline 1 for 4. He has single driven in a run. 7 runs now for Detroit. 9 hits and 2 errors. They've left on 7. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Yankees, an error, and they have left on 6. Pitch to Kaline is a ground ball to third. Carey, only play is to first. Scourin is there. And is this inning mercifully over? It is. However, the Tigers get 3 more on 2 hits and an error, and after 7.5. Tigers 7, Yankees 2. Yeah, CTV did have the CFL Game of the Week. You're a little more of a straight line from Montreal than we are. When I had cable, they took them off. And, of course, once Rogers got the hockey package, the game on CBC was not Montreal, but all Leafs all the time. Joe Collins, Mickey Mantle, and Scourin to face Larry here in the 8th. Joe 1 for 3. He has singled and scored. Sports in the early years. Oh, last year, 24 years in TV news. You and Peter Mansbridge. Struck him out. That's 3 for Larry. A 1-2 at the belt. Here we go, Pancho Dog. Yeah, we're not seeing a lot of French spoken on Church Street. Mickey Mantle is 1 for 3. He has singled and grounded into a double play. Oh, you did work with Peter. Hopefully that was a pleasant experience. Pitch to Mantle. There is a ground ball to first. Phillips takes to the bag for the out. 2 out for Bill Scourin, 1 for 3. Bill has a single and an RBI. Canada got very lucky with Mansbridge. He could have easily come down here and been a tremendous anchor. Pitch to Scourin. And that is laced into right field in front of Kaline, and now we'll let that drop for a single. Bowling, by the way, the new second baseman. He's an 8. Elson Howard 0 for 2 with an RBI and a walk. We have a fellow that comes in every once in a while that worked for years at CTV in Alberta. It was different. Okay. The majority of people in the newsroom were great to work with. Okay, we'll read between the lines there. And we got William Shatner. Pitch to Howard. Fly ball, right center. Kaline will make the catch and make a sliding catch. How about that? So Kaline ends the inning. And to paraphrase Lloyd Robertson, that's the kind of day it's been for the New York Yankees after 8. Detroit 7, New York 2. So Boone, Tuttle, and Wilson to face Tom Morgan, who has not pitched well. Oh, Peter was fine, but oh yeah. I think that's the case in any newsroom, Greg. There's a lot of egos and a lot of power being on television. Boone hits a ground ball past Carey into left field. Seaburn will pick it up, and the Tigers just keep pounding him. Bill Tuttle 1 for 3, a run scored, a single, and a stolen base. That is now I got to bring another pitcher. Seaburn will pick that up, and the Tigers are just teeing off. So, who do we go with here? I have no one that's... You can't go with Byrne or Ford because they're going the next 2 days. Larson or Grimm. We'll go with Larson. So Larson, who's coming off his start or relief appearance, 5-5, a 4.28 ERA, 21st appearance. He'll start 7 more. 27 years old, fastball at 87, the fly ball pitcher. Excuse me. He pitched on the 14th and had that against Cleveland and went the wrong way in that loss. He pitched a brilliant ball game and gave up the 3-run homer to Chico Carrasquel. 2 days later, yesterday, he pitched against the Tigers, 2/3 of an inning, 33 pitches, 3 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 2 walks and a strikeout. You lost a game a couple weeks ago, 26-3 in action, PC, or what did you play, Greg? 111 in the 3rd innings for Larson, 85 hits, 55 runs, 53 earned, 11 homers. He walked 52 and has struck out 72. That sounds like that Padres. Oh, OTP. Okay. Yep. We talked about that earlier, Ty. What was it? In NBA history, teams that are down 5 with like a minute to go or less than a minute to go were 4 and 3,000 or 1,704 going in. And the Pacers have 3 of those wins in this postseason. Greg loves the Pacers. Red Wilson is 2 for 3. He has singled and homered in this one. And walked. First and second. Wilson hits this one past Scourin into right field. Collins will pick it up. Boone around third and will hold. As Red Wilson has himself a day. That's his 3rd hit. So 12 hits now for the Tigers. Bases loaded for Frank Bowling. Hitting .238. Did not hit in the first game. Was a defensive replacement. 2 homers and 13 RBI. Larson deals. And that is past Coleman into center field. Boone will score. And it's 8-2 Detroit. And so the Yankees are 3 outs away from being a .500 club again. Frank Larry is 0 for 3. He has walked and scored. Stays in the game. Hits this one to left. Seaburn. This is all. That's well hit. Seaburn will make the slow catch. Tuttle will tag and score without a throw, and it's 9-3. 2. Harvey Keene 1 for 5, a single and a strikeout. Greg has been a Raptor season ticket holder since game 1, but we'll give them. Have they really been in the NBA for 30 years? Andrew met Mike Silva in Connecticut. It was all those ballparks. All those ballparks. Yeah, he has done a tremendous job. That is all just great work. Harvey Keene 1 for 5. First and second, Keene swings. Seaburn retreats back a step or two. And turns and watches that one go. A 3-run homer for Harvey Keene, and the Yankees say, you can just stop, we're dead. The Tigers have put up a 5 spot here, and it's 12-2. 95-96 was their first season. Wow. So 12 runs now for Detroit. Todd, I think you'd like season ticket. Dave has played a bunch of that on his channel. We're trying to talk Clay into computerizing that. The football game's pretty good, too. Here's Jack Phillips, 1 for 3. 2 RBI, a single, a run scored, and 2 walks. Roll the dice is fun, Todd. Pitch to Phillips. Walked him. Oh, my word. Is there anybody out? There's 1 out. Charlie Maxwell is 2 for 5. Has singled twice, driven in a run, and scored. Of course, your cat says, Todd, roll the dice. Larson doesn't have any stuff. He's got the 1 out. He's allowed 3 hits. He's walked 2 and the home run. And here's Kaline, who's 1 for 5 with an RBI. For the pregame entertainment prior to the first game, they had the Temptations sing, oh, that would be cool. Pitch to Kaline, and I got to pull Larson. Yeah, if you're a Tiger fan, Brett, Larson has thrown a perfect game. All right, who the hell do I go with here? Cody says, same on season ticket. Been debating buying the 04 season for a 2-team replay, but I'm also need to get back to your 94 deep drive replay. Been too long since I could spend some time at the table. I have no healthy relievers. And Sturdivant pitched the first game of this twin bill. Tommy Byrne pitches the next game for New York, and then Whitey Ford 2 days after. So who do I get 2 outs out of? Yeah, Brent is doing a lot of the stuff with the AI. Mogul is much more accessible, I think, than OOTP, for sure. It is righty, right. So do I go with Grimm? This one has gotten away from the Yankees for sure. Casey gives the ball to Bob Grimm. Larson had nothing. Grimm, 19th appearance, 2-4 on the replay, a 3.23 ERA. He's made 1 save. He's 26. Fastball at 88 and a ground ball pitcher. The 1954 Rookie of the Year. Pitched last night against the Tigers in a 12-7 loss. Hitting in a third, 22 pitches, a hit and a strikeout. 55 2/3 for Grimm, 52 hits, 24 runs, 20 earned. He's allowed 3 homers. He's walked 23 and struck out 34. Yeah, the AI stuff is tremendous. In fact, it's weird to hear yourself. It really is. So Ray Boone is 1 for 3. He has singled, driven in a run, scored, and walked. Bases loaded, ground ball to third. Carey is going to try for 2. Coleman for 1, and Boone's going to reach, and it's 13-2. The throw to first was late, and Ray will reach. So 2 out for Tuttle, who is 2 for 4. His single twice, scored twice, stolen a base. AI is like Lucy from Peanuts. Going to hold the ball as you try to kick it away. Pitch to Tuttle. There is a base hit into right center field. Will somebody get the third out, please? Mantle throws it in, and Tuttle's in with a double. And it's now 14-2 Detroit. For Red Wilson, who is 3 for 4, he has homered about 9 hours ago. Scored twice and walked. Grimm deals. There is a ground ball over third. Seaburn will have to pick it up. Boone scores. Tuttle scores. Wilson is holding on first, and the AI version of me has now tilted. Frank Bowling batted in this inning. The Tigers have a 9 spot up here in the 9th. This doubleheader started with conversations of a sperm bank, and now we all need a nap. Bowling singled, drove home his 14th, and scored. Fly ball, left field. Seaburn. Is he going to watch this one go? He does. It's a home run. Oh, my word. 11 runs in the 9th for Detroit. And you see that? All they could do is put a star up there. They couldn't put any more runs up there. When you score more than 10, it's all modern technology. There should be a double there. Frank Larry is going to bat again. AI Ron is failing. AI Ron has a sore throat now. Ron is failing, yeah. The star, yeah. At least it's not an asterisk. It's a star. Pitch to Larry. Hit him! My goodness, will this game ever end? Those were the days, my friend. We thought they'd never end. We'd sing and dance forever and a day. It's keen. Yeah, there should be an infinite loop. 62% of you don't think the Yankees are going to win the pennant, and I don't understand why. They trail 18-2. Harvey Keene sits out there and dares Grimm to throw at him. Fly ball, left field. Please, 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 please. Finally, the inning is over. AI Ron Jeremy, AI Energizer Bunny. So, boo, the Tigers score 11 on 8 hits and no errors. And I've vastly reached the point where I don't care. To the bottom of the 9th we go. The Yankees need 16 to tie and 17 to win. It'll be Carey, who's 1 for 3. He has singled and struck out. Ground ball to third. Boone over to first. 92 degrees, by the way. Jerry Coleman is 0 for 3. 6 hours and 16 fake minutes. We're finally done with it. Coleman. Line drive to center, and that will drop in for a base hit. Yeah, only 16 to tie. You could go for 2 if you get a touchdown. So when we start talking about rouges, right? The winning runner is at the plate. I should let Grimm hit. I'm not going to. It's going to be Billy Martin hitting 200 as a pinch hitter, 256 overall, 5 homers and 28 RBI. Send Coleman. With a 21% chance to steal. Which line is that? Oh, yeah, that's from match game. Yep, 2 to tie, 3 to win. Who's going to pitch the 10th? Todd. The winning run is in the shower, getting ready to board the bus. Pitched Wilson and Larry Heffenworth. Frank delivers. Martin swings. A ground ball to Bowling. Is it over? Is it over? Keane for 1. Phillips for 2. Good night. Drive home safely. This game is mercifully over. The Yankees won the first one 1-0, and the Tigers respond by beating New York 18-2. In 3 hours and 12 fake minutes, Tigers 18 runs on 17 hits and 2 errors, and they go to 45-40. Did you have to call the bar to get Billy back? Yes, I did. They leave on 10. The Yankees 2 runs, 9 hits, an error. They left on 7. Bowling came in the 9th inning, somehow went 2 for 2, hit a homer, and drove in 3. Frank Larry, 9 innings, 9 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, a walk, and 3 strikeouts. He's 7-10. You think I'm reading all that? Don Larson pitched a perfect third of an inning, if you forgive the 3 hits, 6 runs, 6 earned, homer, and 3 walks. Wilson's going to be your MVP for this one. 4 for 5. That home run, the second. 3 runs and 3 RBI. This game has lasted for more than 4 hours. You need to call your fifth. That, don't forget to make a deposit. It was closer than the scoreboard showed. Yeah, go make a deposit at the California Bank. Just need Jacques Cousteau to be listening in the TBS bullpen. 11 in the 9th. Oh. Yeah. So we're done. 11 in the 9th, Gardner. Took 2 hours and 8 minutes to do this. So the Yankees are back at 500 at 43-43. And imagine that. They are not one of the top pitching staffs in the American League. The rest of this Wednesday in baseball, Sturdivant threw a 4-hitter in the first game. Doubleheaders across the board. Cubs and Phillies at Wrigley. Chicago won the first 6-5. Hacker 6-7. Robin Roberts 5-11 now with a loss. Hoke 3 for 4 with his 5th and hits a double. In the nightcap, Phillies got the split. They beat him 5-3. Kurt Simmons 7-5. Davis 3-3. Lopata 2 doubles. He's 2 for 3. Washington beats Cleveland 8-1. They're now 41-47. Weisler in the first of a doubleheader, 6-8. Herb Score took the loss, 9-8. Jim Lemon, 3 for 3, hits his 17th. Cleveland got the split. They beat him 6-1 in the nightcap. Early win, 12-6. Camilo Pascual, 5-11. Vic Wertz, 2 for 3, hits his 26th. Boston beats Kansas City 6-1. Mel Parnell 3-2. Harridge 1-9. Ted Williams showed up to work. How about that? 2 for 4, hits his 10th and drives in 2. Connie Johnson for Baltimore throws a 3-hitter over his old teammates, the White Sox. 2 earned runs, strikes out 5 in a 10-2 win. He goes to 5-3. Wilson falls to 3-3. Neiman 3 for 4, 3 RBI, and a triple. The Dodgers 59-23. They beat the Redlegs 8-3. Carl Erskine 10-2. Johnny Klipstein 4-12. Ferrillo 4 for 5. Drives in 2. Hits his 12th. Pittsburgh beats St. Louis 5-4. Munger in St. Louis 5-5. Vinegar Bend is 6-8. Dale Long hits his 20th. 3 for 4 with 3 RBI. Last but not least, the Giants beat the Braves. So Brooklyn's lead is 9, 4-3. Hoyt Wilhelm gets the win, 3-6. Lou Burdette 6-7. Willie Mays 4 for 5, hits his 23rd, drives in 2. When we're with you on Monday, Philadelphia and Milwaukee. And so that will do. Thanks for watching. The Yankees could have tied it. Oh my goodness. I can't imagine. Yep. That's what they meant on the weakest link. All right. So we'll do something over the weekend that'll be on tape. For now, I'm Ron Juckett. Thank you so much for watching. We'll talk to you the next time. So long, everybody. Boy.